When we developed the art of mindful living, life becomes easier, life becomes bearable. And when we choose not to be mindful of what we do, be mindful of how we think and act, it is certain that our lives are going to be very chaotic. If we choose to wake up every morning, instead of focusing on ourselves, instead of focusing on finding out what we can do throughout the whole day that can make our lives better, and also living the way we really want and not letting others push us around, when we do not make a conscious decision every day how we want to live the rest of our lives throughout the whole day, then we are prone to suffering. Life is not just something that has to be lived haphazardly. Wake up in the morning and just start running and going to achieve goals. That is what breaks people down. That is what sends people to their graves and in their early age. That is what brings illnesses in our lives. When we do not think of our actions before we take them, when we do not make the right choices that will help us find stability on this earth, when we choose just to be running, we wake up in the morning and we think of our businesses and we just start running. We want to go to school, we want to go and teach, we want to go to work, we want to go do business, we want to go shopping, we want to go and babysit, and we keep doing that without taking an account of our lives, without taking an account how we live that day and the next day and that week and the next week and that month and the next month and that year and the next year. And very soon we will not even be able to take an account of how we live that lifetime and other lifetimes. And that is a catastrophic life. But when one pays close attention to his life and makes sure that that person wakes up in the morning and reflect on how his day will look like, how he or she wants that day to look like. That person organizes himself and go through the flow and go through the hurdles, but understanding what is going, because the person knows what the outcome should be. It doesn't mean that that outcome has to be positive. The outcome should be, if that person lives the life. Living life doesn't mean it has to always be positive. No. It means, are we capable of going through that day and sailing through the positives and negatives successfully, harmoniously? That is the point. It's the point of finding a balance in life, in both positivity and negativity. And that's what we should be searching for every day as we wake up in the morning. Then when we come back late at night and we're about to go to bed, we should evaluate that day and find out how it went. Like, what were the successes achieved? What were the problems we encountered? Did we fail in realizing our happiness for that day? What were the causes? What could be done to avert such a situation? We take stock. It's very important. I want to bless you this morning and tell you it's time for peace. It's time to make peace. Make peace with your enemy. Make peace with your neighbor. Make peace with your friend. Make peace with your spouse. Make peace with your ex. Make peace with your community. Make peace with yourself. It's very important. Open the door for peace and walk in. Fighting, turmoil, quarreling reduces your lifespan. You may end up hurting the enemy that you are fighting. You may successfully harm the person, but you harm yourself more. Because the amount of negative energy you put out to destroy that person has an impact on you heavily the rest of your future. Remember, in your mind, you will never forget what you did to that person. It doesn't go away. And imagine that will eat out most of your years. It will destroy you subconsciously. Deep down in you, that destroys you. The act that you committed against a person which was evil, which was negative, that made the person feel pain, never goes away in the life of a person. When you remember that act and you felt good, as years go by and things calm down and you become, that anger and that frustration and that negative emotion that caused you to do that disappears. Reality sets in. You really now realize what you did was not even necessary. Because remember, it didn't change much in your life. You will only realize later on in life that what you did didn't change a lot in your life. And you will regret right up to the point of your grave. That's why it's very important to be very wary when you are drawn towards negativity, towards taking negative action against people, animals, birds. The future does count. That anger you have at that point will die. And when it finishes its job, you will have to deal with the reality. So why not just think twice? That relationship we want to break, why not take a deep breath and spew it out by exhaling and hold it for a second? That changes a lot of things. Don't create relationships and break them. It's a curse. It's time for peace. When they come after you with violence, protect yourself but show signs of peace, love, harmony, joy. Our world has been fighting. We know we've been fighting for generations, fighting our enemies, but we didn't do anything positive with it, even though we fought. Where have we gone? Nowhere. It's time to make a change. Thank you very much.